Good morning. My name is Ann Klee. I'm GE's Vice President for Boston Development and Operations, and I am delighted on behalf of GE to welcome you here today for our ceremonial groundbreaking. And I'm especially delighted to introduce or to welcome our Chairman and CEO, Jeff Immelt, Governor Charlie Baker, and Mayor Marty Walsh. And to welcome also all of the elected officials who have joined us here this morning, and so many of our friends and partners who have welcomed us here to Boston and to the Fort Point neighborhood. We wouldn't be here today if it hadn't been for your vision, your support, your leadership and partnership, going from announcing our move here 16 months ago to where we are today with our ceremonial groundbreaking. It's hard to believe that our journey started under 2 years ago. Jeff and our Chief Financial Officer, Jeff Bornstein, and our Head of Human Relations, Susan Peters, asked a group of us to get together and to evaluate, in the words of the Clash, whether we should stay or go. And you now know the answer. We all decided to go, and we came to Boston. And it was the obvious choice. Boston offered so much: a great innovation ecosystem, a huge talent pool, great leadership, wonderful quality of life, great airport. It was the perfect choice for GE. 16 months ago, we announced that we were coming to Boston, and so much has happened since then. We selected this site right on the Fort Point Channel, which we saw and loved at first sight. We worked with Gillette to purchase the property. We've designed the building with Gensler Architects, and we're starting construction. All of that in 16 months. We've named this campus GE's Innovation Point, because this isn't going to be your grandmother's headquarters. This truly is what we're about: innovation. GE is all about innovation, starting with our founder and inventor, Thomas Edison, to the first commercial light bulb, and now to Predix, the operating platform for the industrial internet. And Point reflects where we are in our history, an inflection point of our transformation to a digital company, and also a reflection of the neighborhood that we're joining. So we're really excited to be here at this important milestone for us, and again, couldn't have done it without the partnership and leadership of so many people here today, and especially Governor Baker and Mayor Walsh and his teams. And there's so many people that I couldn't begin to name them all, but there are a few people that I really do want to recognize because they were so critical in getting us to this stage. So Dan Coe, the Mayor's Chief of Staff, Steve Kadish, the Governor's Chief of Staff, John Barros, Head of Economic Development for the city, Jay Ash, Head of Economic Development for the state, Marty Jones at Mass Development, and Sonal Gandhi and the entire team at BPDA. It's been a tremendous partnership to get us to this point. We also knew that in coming to Boston, we wanted to give back to the community and make a real positive impact. And we knew we wanted to do that before we even put a shovel to the ground, and we've done that. So we announced our commitment of $50 million in philanthropic support for the community, $25 million for education, and today you see one piece of that, our Brilliant Career Lab, which we take to Boston High School students and give them hands-on experience with advanced manufacturing, coding, helping them develop the skills they need for the jobs of the future. And we're doing a lot more in partnership with the Boston Public Schools. On the healthcare front, we're partnering with community health centers and hospitals across the city to help solve the opioid crisis and build capacity for treatment and addressing the stigma of substance use disorders. 500 GE volunteers have already committed time and support for local organizations, and we're going to do a lot more. So thank you, Boston and the Fort Point neighborhood, for welcoming us so warmly to your community. We're thrilled to be here. And with that, let me introduce Governor Charlie Baker.
Well, thank you very much, Ann, and let me just reiterate what I've said many times before, which is having GE, a company which could have gone anywhere it wanted to in the world to locate its corporate headquarters, choose to come here to Boston, Massachusetts, was in some respects a wonderful statement about the work that's been done by so many people in the public and private sector over the course of several decades to make Massachusetts the kind of place where a company like GE would choose to locate. And when GE talked about coming here, they talked about things like the fact that at Logan Airport they can fly to over 55 destinations worldwide nonstop, with many more coming in the future. They talked about the incredible ecosystem of research institutions, colleges and universities, innovation organizations, and venture capital funding and other forms of investment that they could partner with. They talked about the incredible healthcare ecosystem that exists here. And since arriving here, GE has reached out to and started to touch and collaborate with so many of those organizations. And in addition to the work they'd done before, also made the decision to make Massachusetts the location of their North American corporate headquarters for their healthcare operations, and also made a decision to locate their energy program here as well. And I think in some ways this is the start of what I would like to call a terrific relationship. We have a Commonwealth that lives by its wits and that is built over the course of many decades some of the best ecosystems in technology and life sciences you're going to find anywhere in the world. And you have a company like GE, which is a global footprint, looking for an organization and a set of communities that it can partner with, and it found it right here in the 4 Point area. And I have to say, as somebody who grew up here, I used to go to a bunch of the bars that used to be located along here. And let me just say, Mr. Mayor, you've come a long way, baby, since then. I also want to say how much I'm looking forward to watching this building go up. And I see some of the folks over there from Suffolk who will be part of the team that are putting this structure up. This is in some ways, as Ann said, a great opportunity to create a real iconic location here in the Seaport District, and to build on the work, again, that was done by so many to turn this into an innovation center and an innovation hub for the Commonwealth. And I see a number of the folks who are part of the local political and economic community, as well as the educational community, and I see folks from across the Commonwealth as well who are here today, because this is a big day and a big statement and one more step forward in the continuing evolution of Massachusetts as a global player in so many fronts and on so many ways. And in some ways, one of the things I'm most proud of, and GE talked about this, is the fact that they really did believe that the political community here and the policy community here was able to work together and collaborate and unite around a process and a program that would make it possible for them to be successful here. And I give the mayor and his team enormous credit for that. Boston Mayor Marty Walsh is not somebody who spends a lot of time worrying about the letter at the end of your name. What he's a lot more focused on is great ideas and great opportunities to lead this city forward. And with that, I look forward to the mayor's comments, and I just want to say how much I appreciate his work and his team's work on this initiative.
Thank you very much, Governor. And this truly was a true collaboration between the governor's office and the mayor's office and so many other folks. And I want to thank the governor. I want to thank Jeff Immelt for his great work, and we're going to hear from him in a minute. Ian Klee, who went through most of those meetings. I think all those meetings. I want to thank Ian as well for her great work. I want to give a shout out to Jim McGaugh, who a lot of us know. Thank you, Jimmy. Also, I want to thank the elected officials that are here today, because they all had a role in this. Senate President Rosenberg's with us today. Thank you, Senate President Rosenberg, for being with us. Congressman Stephen Lynch is with us. Thank you, Congressman Lynch. State Representative Nick Collins is with us. Thank you, Representative. City Councilor Billy Linehan is with us. Thank you, Councilor. City Councilor Michael Flaherty is with us. Thank you, Councilor. And I'm not sure if she was introduced, but the Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito, my former colleague, is here as well. Thank you, Karen. This is, as has been said before, this is an exciting day for Boston. We're looking at 2.4 acres at a key point of our waterfront. And yes, this site has been limited for many years. And before that, as the governor mentioned, there was a few barrooms here. I was too young to go to those barrooms, but you and Stevie Lynch might have been down here.
He threw me out of one of them.
Billy Linehan might have definitely been down here. But in a short time, we're going to see a global landmark for technology and discovery come out of the ground here. It's going to mean 1,500 construction jobs, and I know the building trades are with us today. Thank you, the building trades, all the agents and managers of the building trades. And GE has made a strong commitment to making sure and hiring Boston residents in this project. It's going to be innovative and a resilient design, so I want to thank you for that. And contrary to some voices in Washington, GE knows that understanding climate science is good for business. It's going to... I heard Jeff talk about it the other day. It's going to have a public space that's going to make this whole area inviting to the community. I also want to thank the 4 Point Channel Neighborhood Association, all the folks that are here today, for working to make this a better project. It's going to preserve, and because of a lot of your work, it's going to preserve our industrial history, including the footbridge, even as it moves us into the future. So it's going to be a part of the past and the future moving forward. It's going to increase tax revenue. This site is going to increase taxes for the city of Boston over 25 years by a projected $67 million. And the agreement is also tied to 800 good STEM jobs. But I see more than that in the years to come. I see students from our Boston Public Schools learning in a maker lab or working in a summer internship. I want to thank GE again. The very first day that we announced that the first day we officially announced they were coming, Jeff stood at a microphone, a podium, and he talked about making a $25 million investment in our schools. And that wasn't just a check, because a week later, Ann was out at a school, and the entire foundation were in our schools in the city of Boston, getting to know what's going on in our school system. The students in our system, the STEM students, are going to be able to go to college. And we're also going to be able to use this company as another attraction point in the city of Boston. So people will continue to come here and design their careers and have their careers in our city. Innovators from around the world are going to be flocking to this site. Finally, I see another milestone in this incredible renaissance of the South Boston waterfront. From the old Edison Power Plant to the Ray Flynn Marine Industrial Park to right here in 4 Point. We are growing good jobs, good homes, great public space for generations to come. I want to thank all of you who had something to do with today, and it's my great honor to introduce to you the CEO of General Electric, Jeff Immelt.
Thanks, Lee. Thanks very much. Thanks, Charlie. Thanks, Sam. It's great to be with all of you today. First and foremost, let me thank the governor and the mayor for their great partnership. We wouldn't be here without them, quite honestly. It's great to work with both of them. And it's great to see the partnership that they bring to this city. So thanks very much. And Ann, great job. You've done a fantastic job getting us to this point, so thanks. You know, about a year ago when we decided to come to Boston, we really wanted to plug into the technology, the partnerships, and really the culture of the city. And I have to say, a year into it, we're thrilled to be here. We've already got relationships with most of the schools and laboratories in town. We've had the chance to see partnership with the startup communities, the business community, and I just love the culture of Boston, the can-do attitude. It really shows up every place in town, and we're just thrilled to be here. I have to say, you know, this is not a year or two decision or a month or a quarter. This is a decades, 50-year decision that we make to be here, and I think it's got all the potential to be fantastic. I know, John, you're going to build us a great building, and I know the workforce is going to do a fantastic job. But at the end of the day, a building's just a building, and what's most important is what you do inside it and the culture of the company. And I think what we're bringing here together is one of the country's oldest companies in GE has moved its headquarters to one of the country's oldest cities in Boston. for the purpose of creating the future, whether it's in life sciences, renewable energy, technology, aviation, material science, additive manufacturing, industrial internet. These are the things that we want to bring to this city, and these are the things we think we can do together. The last point I would make is that I think Boston should look to the future with great promise and with great optimism. I really believe that this town is going to be one of the most important cities in the world, and that GE can be part of that renaissance, whether it's in technology or manufacturing or innovation. So it's my great honor to be here today, and we are so excited by the future and what we can do together. So with that, we're going to do some work. Let's go grab a shovel and do some digging. Thank you.